G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. How are we all doing today? Today is a short video, but it has been a requested one I've seen in my comments. Now look, I've done one of these a bit more in depth. I did a how to motovlog video, so if people like doing that or have the idea of getting into motovlogging, I'll leave a link somewhere in the video description about the video I did do. But people have been asking me what I record with, what I do my audio with, so I figured I'd do a simple one explaining it all. Now obviously the video is being recorded on my main camera, but don't worry, I have a spare little one down here which will get the point across. But for my videos, I always record on a GoPro Hero 11 Black. You don't need to get the best of the best. A lot of the YouTubers you probably watch still rock a Hero 4 because they're cheaper, and if you damage them, well, then you can replace them a lot better. So this is a Hero 11 Black. There's no need to get the 13. I don't know if the 14's out yet. I don't really keep up the tabs with the GoPro land. The DJI ones are pretty good, all those other ones, and the Insta360s are actually alright. So I think the DJI GoPro style action cameras have better nighttime recording. The GoPros don't do the nighttime stuff very well. GoPro, pick up your game, man. Plus I think they have that little magnetic Insta quick detach stuff. Fantastic. So if you're interested in getting yourself an action camera, have a look at the other options that are available. Now, if GoPro sponsors me, maybe my opinion would change, but they don't. So guess what? I don't have any loyalty to a brand. So the DJI is actually a really good action camera, especially for your nighttime recording. Insta360s, very good. Also, you can get the 360 cameras that are really small, and they're just fantastic for filming your rides. So for me, it's just the GoPro Hero 11 Black. It's done the job. I always use the little, depending on the weather, the ND filters. So in fact, I'll just show you them because it's pretty simple. So I didn't get the GoPro official ND filters because I use these ones here. So these ones, you got your CPL, which I've never used, your ND8, 16 and 32. Completely fine when it comes to all of your ND filter goodness. There's a few settings you just need to do on your GoPro. There's plenty of videos out there, but if you want me to tell you what I do, I'll make a video about that as well. So don't you worry, but there is a few settings you want to do on your actual camera to make the ND filters work. You don't just buy them and stick them on, otherwise it will not look the same, all right? So that's the starting point. GoPro camera, that's how I record. In Australia, I keep the FPS on 50 because our electricity hertz in Australia is 25. So if you're doing a lot of nighttime riding and you have a 60 FPS camera, it will actually flicker. That's why all my videos are at 1440p 50 as opposed to, they used to be 60. Now look, a lot of the time I can probably get away with doing 60 because I record during the day most of the time, but doesn't matter. So when it comes to recording the audio and all that, this is what I use over here. It's a Tascam DR10L. They're a little expensive. You don't need to go for something that intense, but I do. So the way it works is I get my GoPro, I mount it here. This is actually the old one I used to use. I don't use it anymore, obviously, but that one is just a budget Hero 4, essentially. It's called the GoPro Hero, waterproof, fantastic, did the job, it's still 1080p. So if you want to get into starting vlogs, that camera will do you fine, all right? So the way it works is I don't use a wireless mic like a lot of people do. Wireless mics aren't as good in the quality department at the top end. They're not bad, don't get me wrong, but you can tell the difference, but it's not enough to justify that you need to spend all the money on a wired one, all right? But the thing is, if you get a wireless one, then you got to worry about charging. Now, for audio stuff, if I do a pure sound, I don't record with a microphone in my back pocket. I literally use the GoPro audio, and people have asked me, what do I use to record the pure sounds? This little thing here is what makes the difference. It's just a foam wind guard for the GoPro that goes on top. And believe me, as long as that front mic is covered, the wind noise is not that bad. And bam, the GoPro Pure Sound now sounds fantastic. And I can attest this because I've had comments in my Pure Sound videos, because I do them quite often, and they're all happy with it. They'll go, how do you record the audio? I'm like, the GoPro. And they go, no, you don't. And I'm like, mate, it's just a windsock thing over the GoPro. It's that easy. So just, if you want to get into recording stuff, keep that in mind. It doesn't need to get the most expensive. You don't need to have the fancy things. The best way to do a pure sound, if you have like a sports bike or something, is if you have the microphone actually strapped down in like your back compartment, because then it gets no wind noise and it's protected. You just gotta make sure it's mounted, otherwise it wobbles and scratches a lot. So this one's cheap, it works fine, and I've had compliments about it. So audio wise, here's the Tascam DR10L. It's literally just a little unit. You got your SD cards, your USB power, if you want to monitor your sound, and then of course your controls on the side. This one just goes in my chest pocket on my person, and then the microphone screws into it. It's a plug-in with an aux cord, and you just screw it down. You don't have to because it's in a jacket the whole time, but I do because I like it. And then, of course, you get the actual lapel mic here. Now, when you're recording on a motorbike, it is imperative that you have one of these. This is a Dead Cat, okay? Now, this one's from the Purple Panda mic. I do have a whole bunch of other ones, but you just use what you got. So, first of all, the way I get this going is, let me put the camera down here, so let's see how well this works. Okay, Dead Cat, microphone, in. Now, this audio will be able to hear everything on the bike. Then what I do is I literally just grab the helmet and I shove it into the cheek pad. So I'll go in from the bottom, tuck the cheek pad out a little bit, and press it in like that. And that's basically how I get my microphone into my helmet. And guess what? That's it. Obviously, if you're going to start recording videos with a microphone like this, you can't just plug it into the GoPro. If you get your media mod, you can plug a microphone straight into the GoPro. And then that way, when you click the record button, your audio and sound, mate, I'm on a ripper today. The audio and the visuals are already synced together. All right. The way I've done it, because the audio records separately to the video file, you can't just put them into an editing software and it works. Okay. It doesn't do it that way. That's why movies have the clappers. You got to make sure you clap, flick, make a big noise before you start recording. So when you chuck it into your audio software, you get that spike. So you'll see the GoPro audio has a spike and your camera audio, your microphone audio have the spike as well. So you sync them up, then you delete your GoPro audio and keep the video only, and then you have your microphone as a separate thing. Bam, now your audio is in sync with itself and it's ready to be done into a video. It's that simple, basically. There's nothing fancy. So if you do end up going out and splurging on a Tascam DR10L, set your gain to the lowest possible setting and do not use any other lapel mic. Use the one that comes with it. I bought this and went, I don't want to use the fancy mic that came with the fancy recorder. I used the Purple Panda mic, and guess what? It sounded awful. So it had lots of clipping and it just peaked too much. Whereas you use the proper mic, it's almost like it's designed to work with the damn unit. It did break the first one. It still works, but my cable started to crack, so the rubber was breaking and a few of the copper strands inside were actually broken, unfortunately. But don't worry, I just bought another one. Now the cables are a little expensive. It's like $130 just for the lapel microphone cable. So that thing, it's it's expensive, right? So this is expensive. That's this new one. I actually stuck down a heat shrink wrap on the edge to protect it in the long run, because I didn't want to damage it at the connector point, because I just shove it in my pocket. I don't shove it violently, but after hundreds of rides with the camera and the mic, it's going to damage. So just replace it. It's simple. But dude, that's it. The audio stuff for recording is really simple. So a lot of people do comment about how I do my audio, because sometimes it's a bit more crispy, and sometimes it's a little less crispy. It depends how well the Dead Cat sits in the mic, and depends how well I place it in the helmet. I used to super glue the Dead Cat on, but now I don't want to do that with the new one because it was a pain to get off the first time, and I don't want to do that again. But just make sure you find your spot in your helmet. Every helmet's a bit different, so your helmet might have a better spot than mine, and if it does get a lot more wind, maybe you do need to just stick it down, but don't use super glue, just use something else. But yeah, dude, you just get it in there, you shove it in your cheek pad, and that's simple. So then you get your little micro SD card, you shove it in this little Tascam, chuck it into your computer, bam, your audio is done. These things only run off a AAA battery. They're not rechargeable, which is fine. They last forever. The GoPro, I've replaced my original batteries with some off-brand batteries, because the GoPro batteries are garbage. They like to swell. So when I used to do, like, as you know, I started the gaming channel, which I haven't told you the name of yet. The battery would actually swell up just from sitting on my desk and getting hot. The camera gets so hot when it's not getting airflow, it's ridiculous. So now that's pretty much it. But if you do want to record audio to your GoPro, like I said, you buy a media mod and then you just shove everything onto the media mod. You plug it in. It's a little bit more bulky. You'll get more wires sticking out of your helmet, which is why I haven't done that. I like having them in my helmet. But if that's what you're after and you want it all in one place, just buy a media mod and lapel mic, plug it in, and bam. Lapel mics aren't that expensive. They go from $15 to $150. Just find one that works. Oftentimes an in the between one will work just as good. You don't need the best of the best, okay? I splurged. I shouldn't have. I was only just starting my YouTube channel. I didn't have anyone watching then, but guess what? I wanted to do it. That's why I bought it. But it's pretty much that easy. It's all you worry about. So you buy it, plug it into the unit, feed it through your helmet, put your Dead Cat on it, make sure the Dead Cat is on correctly. If it's not on correctly, wind noise is all you're going to hear. So it's imperative the dead cat goes on the mic, okay? And then the GoPro just sits. Now, quick little last tip. If you want your camera to be set in the right spot, once it's on your chin mount, look in the mirror of your motorcycle or the mirror inside your house. If you see the lens looking at your eyes, it's not looking down, not looking up, the lens itself is straight on, your camera is in the right angle. That's the best way to set it up. But that's pretty much it, ladies and gents. It's very simple. So do with that information as you will. If you have any other questions about how I do stuff, just let me know down below. I'll let you know happily every single time. Take it easy, keep it cheesy. Peace. Bye.